Well, yeah, well, you can either stay at home and hide and feel sorry for yourself and go, or you just get on with life and get out in this big bad world. You know, there are some people that think being a transsexual, the world owes them.
Yeah.
Well, the world owes you jack crap.
That's true. Amen to that one.
Life is what you make of it. You know, as I said, you know, you can sit here. There's so many transsexuals that have depression, or there's so many that have, you know, bad stories. You know, with growing up or what's happened to them being a transsexual. You know, some people have had some hideous things done to them and all that.
Yeah.
But you can either sit there and go, feel sorry for yourself, or you just get up, dust yourself off and go, well, that's happened, I can change that, move on.
Yeah.
So, and at the end of the day, the only one you answer to is yourself.
Yeah, totally. I think that's the attitude, you know, this way, like, you know, no matter the bashing or whatever, you know, you still keep going.
Yeah. Well, you do. You know, your life doesn't stop. And like you said to me before, look, as I said, we've all got stories to tell about our lives and all that. And I've had some hideous things like anyone else. Would I change anything? Well, I wish they didn't happen. But no, I wouldn't change it because from that, I've learnt from that different things. If that didn't happen, who knows where I'd be today.
Yeah.
So from all these things happening, it's a learning experience. You deal with it and you go, oh, okay, that wasn't really fair in life, but okay. But
try something else.
Something, or you learn from that and you go, okay, well, what did I get out of that? Okay, I wish that didn't happen, but that could happen to anyone.
That's true.
You know, rapes and bashings can happen to anyone. You just go, okay, so you move on. And I now go, you know what, I have been blessed and I have been lucky. And I go, sometimes I think being a transsexual is not negative, can be a positive thing.
Yeah.
I've got away with a little bit more than what the average person has got away with.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think we all know that one.
Yes.
Do you never talk about kill yourself or harm yourself, anything like
Yes,
that?
I have. I have twice.
And what happened?
I did when Andrew and I split up. He was the love of my life. I had a couple of boyfriends, but he was the love of my life.
And the longest, wasn't he?
No, not the longest.
Oh.
So, which is this beautiful picture here?
I love this picture.
Yeah.
You know, 6'5" and everything.
I know. Blonde,
blonde,
handsome.
army boy, built like a brick shit house. He was, you know, I got older and he was one of my first real true loves. And then when we split up, that just about killed me. I had my dog drunk one night and I tied my dog up to a pole and I went to walk in front of a truck. And at night time the truck saw me and all that and swerved and then I turned around to do it again and there was my dog sitting there and tied up and I just looked at him and I went, I can't do it to him.
Oh, wow.
And,
Thank God there's the dog.
and then that's what stopped me and then I went, you know, and I was always drunk on the phone ringing mum crying, bawling my eyes out and everything. So I moved up the road just up from him and I knew his steps and all that. I had the keys to his house, so when he'd go to work I'd go to his place and search for the house, see what I could find, or I would know he's going to work and I'd walk along the highway so he could see me exercising and you know, just things I did. Or I knew where he was working at a nightclub and I'd turn up rotten and
God, you could become tearing girl.
the drugs and memories did it. But yeah.
So wait, well, this very lucky to know the dog, you know, and then the driver see you and didn't, you know, run you over.
Yeah.
So what is another time? Because the first one is love related.
Well, 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Love related again, my dog.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh my goodness.
When he died.
But
I'm just
really,
crying
huh?
because, you know, I know how special your dog was too. So.
Yeah, he was everything. You know, I'd just gone a couple of months before that, I lost my grandmother, which was devastating. And then in between that, I lost in family and friends another 6 people. So in a matter of 5 months, I lost about 7 people.
And that's what triggered you want to do another one.
And then when I lost my dog, I just went, I don't want to live. just didn't want to live. And with Hun, I didn't want Hun at first. Hun was Andrew's dog. And when Andrew went off with the army, I got stuck with the dog, and I went, no, I don't want the dog. But Hun and I grew together. We're inseparable, really. If I had seizures at home, Hun would bring me out of it. Hun never had a lead. He knew all the road rules. He knew to go up to the corner and wait for me and all that.
He's beautiful.
Smart dog.
He was very smart and very intelligent, and we would go to the newsagents and they'd let him in, or they would stop serving everyone at the newsagent and serve him with his smackos before they served us.
Oh, wow.
Or we'd go to the supermarket and he would specially sit there in the doorway and made people, as they come out of the supermarket, he wouldn't move, made them pat him. And often I'd be in the supermarket and my phone would be ringing, have you lost a dog? And I go, where is he? And they went, at the door at Coles. I went, yes, he's waiting for me. And because they'd see us walking along the beach, Hun and I'd be rollerblading or cycling or whatever, and Hun was with me. Everyone around here knew him. They all knew him and went, oh, that's Rhea's dog. And, or, you know, I'd be going out and they go, oh, I saw your dog the other day. I went, yeah, you would have sent me with him. And I went, yes, oh, he's beautiful. And everyone loved him.
Yeah.
He was so friendly. He never bit anyone. He got attacked a number of times, which I stood up for him. I kicked couple of dogs.
Yeah, because he's a big dog. But,
Yeah, it's a border collie.
yeah, but he's like, you know, acts like a little puppy.
One had never once had sex in his life.
Oh, wow.
He was never desexed.
Well, that's why
Oh,
we
really?
keep calling him that he's gay. We keep to tease him.
Yeah, never.
Maybe he's just asexual.
Never had sex, was never interested, never went on heat to go near a dog, was never. When he was with Andrew, his flatmate threw him across the room and broke his leg once.
Oh, God.
Hun had a lot of things. Hun was with me along the beach one day. I'm talking to someone. Hun's on the footpath. I go around the back of the car. Hun can't see me because I've got to be in his sight. He went in front of the car, got hit by another car. Oh, fuck, that was
Wow.
my worst fear. I couldn't find Hun under the car, and this car reversed back, and there's Hun's head
Oh.
where the wheel is.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
all I kept thinking was his head's gone, his head gone,
Oh,
his head gone.
Jesus.
We got the fire brigade and they got him out and all that, and we took him to the vets.
And he survived.
And he was at the vets and all that, and I went home and drank a bottle of bourbon. I went, oh no, I've killed my boy. And they rang me and they said, oh Rhea, look, he's going to need care, so he's going to have to go to Werribee to overnight to the hospital there. And I went, oh no.
Normal hospital?
In a dog hospital.
Oh.
And I
The
went,
vet.
yeah, and I went, oh no. And I went there and they went, I don't know if he's, he's lucky, but we just don't know. As soon as I went into the vets and he heard my voice, the tail wagged.
Wow.
And he got up and I went, see, actress. So I took him home and had the cone around his head, made a bed up in the lounge room for him. So there he was for 2 weeks. Yeah, for 2 weeks. I said, my epilepsy, if I have a seizure at home, he'd come and lick my face. Then I would crawl into bed and I'd be in bed for 3 days, where he would come and check on me every 5 minutes. In the end, and I just went, oh, well, this is annoying, but he was checking on me. He knew when I was not well. If I had male company, Hun would go outside, would not come back in until they left.
Goodness, how
You
good.
trained him well.
Oh, no, I didn't train him. Andrew trained him the rules and all that, but we just had that. We just had that rapport.
Yeah.
He knew what I was thinking or what I was doing.
Yeah.
And there was times that, I was out for like 13, 14 hours and he'd be in the house and I would never ever come home to a mess. He would wait till I got home. I'd open up the back door. And it'd be another hour before we went to the toilet and all that. He would hold on all that time. And in the end, the only thing is when Latoya was living with me, chocolate. One night I left chocolate bar on the coffee table, come out the next day. I went, what? The chocolate, the wrapper, everything's gone. Hun and outside and eating the chocolate and all that.
God. They're not supposed to eat chocolate.
No, they're
Yeah.
not. They're not
It's
supposed to.
deadly. It's deadly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
And Latoya would ring me. Went away girls' weekend and all that. Latoya rang me. She went, Hun got into the biscuits or Hun got into the chocolates, and I went, my son's got a good appetite. But Hun never had dog food.
Really? Oh, that's right. You used to cook it in
I used to
That's
cook him
right.
meals. I'd buy him a big bone, but I would cook for him.
Wow.
I had dog food there, but he turned his nose up to it, so he always did rice and veggies and everything. But I said, he'd come and give me my morning kiss and all that, and he would make me laugh. I would get stoned and just sit there, and I would be pissing myself, just the things he did. Just the things he did. Once we'd go walking at night and all that, and I'd hid from him, just to see his reaction. Well, he went mental. He could not find me. He went ape shit. He's spastic, he went. But loved the beach. Every time I went to the beach, he'd want to go swimming and all that, so I'd throw him a ball. And I go, mate, I'm here to sunbake, and all I'm doing is throwing the ball for you. I'm going, my arm's getting tired.
So what happened to at the end?
Oh, at the end.
Just old age?
No, cancer.
Oh.
At the end, he wasn't eating, and I went, oh, this is very weird. Why isn't he eating? And I took him to the vets, Lord Smith. They went, oh, I think he's got the flu. I went, oh, okay. So I went, I'll just take him home, he'll be alright. But he was very off, and then when we got the train to North Melbourne, went up to the vets, he collapsed on the road.
Oh, wow.
Collapsed on the road, and this person come past and saw it, and I couldn't carry him, and so they put us in the car and all that.
Oh, that's nice.
His back legs went and started going on him, and one night I was asleep, and during the night he's just moaning and crying and all that, and I'm going, what's up, mate? And his back legs just wouldn't work. So we ended up having him at the vets and all that, and they did all the tests, they did everything, they said, oh, we think it might be cancer. No, it's not cancer. I went, oh, sure. But he started deteriorating, so he was in hospital for over a week.
Oh, wow.
We did so many tests, we did everything. I would go and see him. It had, he would look like a quilt, bit of hair here, bit of hair there. I went, oh my boy. But as soon as I went to the vets and they'd bring him in to see me, a girlfriend of mine, she bawled her eyes out. He'd come up to me and kiss me and all that. As soon as I was around, he was so affectionate.
Yeah.
And
We're just looking for you.
yeah. And then when he was really, really sick, and then the vets, as I said, the vets did everything they could. They said, the only thing we haven't done is open him up. And I went, we're not going there.
Yeah.
I said, you've done every test and all that. And they went, Rhea, it is cancer. And I went, so do you want us to put him down? And I went, excuse me.
Oh.
So I went and saw him. And I knew. When I went and saw him, he couldn't wag his tail.
Oh, wow.
He couldn't lift his head. He
Just suffering.
He knew I was there, and I made a promise with him. I said, you've been the best dog. You've looked after me all this time. I know I'm not going to keep you in pain just for myself. I've seen other people do that, and it just wasn't right. So I just went, no, I'm not gonna keep you around just for my sake.
Yeah.
That's me being greedy.
Yeah.
While you're suffering, and I just went, I got to do what's right, and what was right for him. And even though it killed me and it hurt so much, but I did what was right for him. And the vets there go, we're going to give him a needle. And I said, no, I don't want to be here for it. I want to have good memories. And so by the time I'd left there and gone to the counter, he was gone. And then
Do you keep anything of him?
I've got his ashes.
Ah.
I've got his ashes. I've got my memories. I've got the photos.
Let's be something happy and also love of your life. You love AFL.
I'm a football. I love
Yes.
football.
Other than your dog, you love your football.
Yeah. I love the football. I was being New South Wales, always rugby league. I watched it on TV and all that.
Yeah.
Come to Melbourne, I knew nothing about AFL. And then I was only when I was with Andrew, Friday, Saturday night, be sitting at home with all the boys, all his mates, and they'd be watching football, and I'm going, oh, what's this? And I'd be sitting there asking questions, they go, Rhea. I'm going, well, I don't understand all this. And then,
But they look so pretty. They're running around with this short shorts.
You do understand sometimes.
the shorts.
That is what I used to do. I just looking at them, I said, admire them.
So then Andrew and I went to a couple of games, and he happened to go for Geelong. So I went, oh, that'd be my team then.
Okay.
So him and I went to a couple of games, and then after we split, I just kept watching the football. And then I started going.
And you're still supporting Geelong.
Oh yes. My girlfriend's.
She's got the scarf, got the mug.
I
I've got two signed.
Even the pig.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've got 2 signed jerseys from last year.
Yeah, we're gonna take a picture of that.
Can I bring it over?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not look at it.
Bring the bottom one.
Not this one.
Not the big one, girlfriend.
But my girlfriends go for the Western Bulldogs and I go for Geelong. So whenever Geelong and the Western Bulldogs play,
Yeah.
we go to a game. So it's like a Friday, Saturday night. It's a girls' night out. Or we've ever been down to Geelong to a game, and when Geelong won, the girls were sitting there. I went, girls, we win more than you do. So we went down to Geelong. When Geelong won, I was a bit drunk, so I ran out in the field with my scarf and the beanie, running around going, yoo.
But Geelong been quite good for the past few years,
Yeah.
you know. But how about at the moment? I didn't follow the AFL these last 2 years. Are they still really good?
Yeah, they are. They are. It was a shame that they got rid of a lot of the main boys, but they're
The
all
Gary.
Ablett and all that. But they're all getting on in time. So this year will be interesting because they brought new players, young and fresh players.
Okay.
But how I end up with those 2 signed jerseys is my hairdresser is friends with the Simmons, and the Simmons are who sponsors Geelong.
Okay.
So
Well, who's the Simmons? What's that?
Simmons Homes,
Simmons Homes.
multi-million building houses, multi-million. You always see the ads on TV. Gary
Oh.
Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Gary Simmons.
So it's a building construction
Yes.
thing? Okay.
Very rich.
Ah.
So his wife Pam goes to my girlfriend's hair salon that I was going to having my hair done. She goes there every Saturday and gets her hair done. So it's a bit of an outing for this old lady who has just experienced cancer and breast cancer and all that. They have a house in Toorak and they have a house here in Altona. And I was there one day, I got on well with Pam, and I said, "Oh Pam, do you think if I got a jersey, do you think Gary could get the boys to sign the jersey for me?" She went, "Yeah, okay, Rhea." She said, "Oh, that's what I can do."
Wow.
So then, it's 2012 now.
2012.
Oh, it's only
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
Yeah.
ago. So,
And they just win. They win the premiership around 2011, something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so within that, I get a phone call from Sandra going, "Oh, Rhea, can you come down the shop, please?" And I went, "Oh, another time, a bit hungover." I didn't go to the shop. So we end up going out that night or the next night, just at a restaurant up here. And it was my birthday. And they said, "We've got you a present." So that was all wrapped up.
Yeah, I know. It's such a nice case and everything, you
Yeah,
know.
and it's got it signed and all
Yeah,
that.
and it says certificate.
Yeah,
of
certificate.
authenticity.
So they presented me with this, and I opened
Wow.
it. I opened it up. Pam went and spoke to Gary and said, "Oh, Gary, for them that's nothing." So they went, "Yeah, we'll just give you one." So they actually had, the players I signed so many a year on, so they got me that one.
Wow.
And this was and I went, "Oh my God!" And I was so up and jumping for joy when I got it, and so.
That's amazing.
So I wanted to give Pam something to say thank you. Well, what do you give a multi-millionaire? What do you give them to say thank you?
Oh, God.
So I ended up getting some chocolates and gave her some flowers where she was stoked by that.
Oh.
She said, "I hope you like it, Rhea." And I went, "Oh, Pam, I love it." I said, "I'm going to take it out of its case
Yeah.
and I'm going to frame it and hang it up on my wall."
So that's why there's another one as well. So you got 2 of them.
Yeah, so she goes to me, "Hang on, Rhea, I might be able to help you there."
Oh,
And I went,
wow.
"Oh." She said, "Just leave it with me."
Yeah.
So they had that one at home, sitting there. So she went home and she said to Gary, she went, "Do you want that?" And he goes, "Why?" She went, "Oh, well, Rhea," he goes, "Oh, well, she can have it." So the
That is so cool.
2 weeks later, Sandra rings me, goes, "Rhea, get down to the shop, I've got a present for you." And I went, there it was, there all wrapped and all ready for
Oh,
me. And
my God.
I went,
Yeah.
"You're joking." And Pam said, "No problem." And then friends of mine just went,
Yeah, your drink.
friends of mine just went,
Have your beer.
Have your beer.
bourbon and lemonade.
Oh, sorry.
And then friends of mine just went, oh, Rhea, why don't you see if you can get membership? Why don't you become a lifetime membership? I went, no, that's pushing it. But I thought that was very lovely, you know.
It's beautiful.
But seriously, you know, I have to say that, you know, you are a long-time Geelong supporter, you know. All the time that I know you always support him. You always go to Geelong and watch the show and everything.
But I think it's because the people that you know, they see you. I think it's more than being a Geelong fan. I think it's you, like you as a person. They know.
Yeah, it could be. Like, you know, as I said, you know, my girlfriend's are Bulldog supporters, the Western Bulldogs. 2 of my girlfriend's husbands are Collingwood supporters.
They say you either hate it or love it.
Well, I hate them. I absolutely hate them, believe you me. And the only reason why I hate that is because my dentist had tickets and he gave me to go to one grand final.
Oh, wow.
And he said, oh, Rhea, would you? I went, oh, yes, please. And it was the year, 3 years in a row where it was Collingwood against Brisbane, 3 years in a row grand final. So I went to the grand final, went, oh, my first grand final, this is heaven. And Collingwood lost. Well, Deborah and I are leaving there. I got spat at.
Oh.
I nearly got punched.
Oh.
Because Collingwood lost. I went, oh,
People go berserk.
bad losers, Collingwood supporters. Just really, really bad losers. Oh yeah, one guy spat at me, and you know, and I spoke to another guy.
Why do they do that for?
Because they're bad losers.
But why do they just do it on other people? I don't understand that.
And all I said was, bad luck. You know, maybe next year. What was like the devil come out of them? And I went, oh, bad loser, all right.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, you know what? Now that you've done that to me, I hate your club. And ever since then, I've hated Collingwood ever since. So
But generally, you know, when you go to watching the football, what is it like for someone like us don't watch the football?
It's fantastic. It's electrifying. As I said, you know, if my girlfriend's husbands, if Geelong and Collingwood are playing, we'll go. We'll go into town, we'll meet somewhere and we'll have a few drinks and then we'll go to the game and we're gigging each other. They're going, oh yes, the Pies are going. I go, mate, for Geelong and all that. And a couple of times we've come and I've been the clever one, go, oh, what happened to Collingwood? Or vice versa. So we've done that. We've gone to the games, but it's the atmosphere, to be there, the atmosphere. And it's not just men that are into it, there's women, there's everyone. The atmosphere is just electrifying. To be there, to watch it, in that atmosphere is heaven. When the footy season's off, I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost. And we will have, like, all of us were going out Friday and Saturday nights. If Geelong's playing on a Friday or Saturday night, I will not go out. And the girls will go, Rhea, come down the club, you can watch it on the big screen. And I went, you know what happens? You get down the club, you start chatting, I miss it.
Yeah.
So whenever they play on a Friday or Saturday night, I stay home, I have my little cheese platter, I have my bourbon and Coke, and I watch the football.
Oh my God, you're such a fan.
Yes. And we'll, come grand final day, we normally have a barbecue at someone's house. Well, it doesn't matter what team it is. Well, last year, one year I was in Bali. When I went to Bali for 2 weeks on my own and ran into some of the West Coast Eagle footballers and partied with them. And here we are at this Aussie bar in Bali, watching it on the little TV.
How many people were watching it on that little TV?
No, there was me and a few boys.
Oh,
a few.
Oh, you naughty girl. You adventurous thing.
And then, but normally I've been here, so we've normally had a barbecue. And there was one year, it was cold. And I'd spoken to all the girls and I said, what are we doing for grand final? And no one was doing anything. So here I was at my old house, I've got the table set up, I've got my laptop sitting there, I've got the grog, I've got the platter and all that, watching the footy. And as I'm watching the footy, we're all talking to each other on Facebook about the footy.
Oh my God.
And we're all commentating to each other. So it was like we never left.
Oh my God.
So funny.
The clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. I've done alright up till now. It's the light of day that shows me how